A common question we get when replacing the battery is whether it should be registered. So what does it mean and how does it work? This video will explain all of that, including a full step-by-step battery replacement and info on the battery size. In this right-hand drive, the battery is nicely hidden under this cover here. So for left-hand drive, it's just the opposite side. Start by removing this rubber trim which holds the plastic cowl in place. But then there's also two plastic nuts on the side here to remove. Now there are three clips on the front part, so pull upward to release those. And here's the tricky part. Although it is possible to remove the cowl without removing the wiper arm, you might break the lip that goes in under the windscreen. You'll want to push upwards from underneath to release that part first before pulling forward. This should rather be your last option if the wiper arm is stuck. To remove the wiper arm, pop this cap off and unscrew the 15mm nut that holds the arm in place. Take your time here, moving small bits at a time to avoid potential damage. Now that we have access to the battery, you actually need to remove the negative terminal first and not just loosen it before working on anything else. I made a separate video explaining all of that, so the link will be at the end. Then loosen the positive clamp with this nut over here. You don't need to remove the nuts completely, just enough to loosen the clamp. Now loosen this extended bolt that secures the battery at the base. You might need to move the battery around a bit to get it out. In the meantime, you might have noticed this extra BMS connector on the negative terminal. We'll get to that a bit later. For now, position the new battery in the tray under this retaining lip at the back and secure it with a hold-down bracket. If you find these videos helpful, I hope we've earned your subscription by now, but even a like or a super thanks will be appreciated. Clean terminals mean less resistance, so fine sandpaper will work, or this handy little brush that cleans both the terminals and the battery posts. I'll leave a link in the description. This time the positive goes back first, and what's important here is to get the terminal nice and low on the tapered post to prevent loose connections later. What you see here is a very advanced way of extending the clamp using very sophisticated tools. The clamp nut shouldn't be over tightened. If the terminal can't move around by hand, that's tight enough. Then the negative terminal goes on last. Now this little box on the negative terminal means the car has some sort of battery monitoring or management system. The car basically tracks battery age and adjusts the charging parameters accordingly. The manufacturer therefore recommends resetting or clearing historical data after a battery replacement. Not required for the car to run, but rather to optimize battery lifespan. So if you don't have one of these scan tools and want to avoid risking potential problems, this can be done at a workshop later as well. I'll show you what it looks like using a simple Bluetooth scanner a bit later. For now, make sure everything is nice and tight before fitting the cowl cover. You'll want to slot it in on the side first and then tuck it in below the wiper arm, then install the two plastic nuts and rubber trim. The battery size should be in the 70 amp hour range and preferably the same type as the old one. In other words, replace EFB or AGM respectively. But to make it easier, I'll leave some links in the description for the battery size used in this video. The following section shows the registration process with the Xtool A30M. Now that you've mastered installation, learn how to maximize the life out of your car battery by watching this video.